Jim Snee didn't dream about running a Fortune 500 company. He grew up in New Mexico, the son of a garbage man, and the first in his family to go to college. His father encouraged him to pursue computer systems, so Jim tried it.
And I, vividly remember being in a computer lab at 3 a.m. in the morning with a program that wasn't working, thinking, I'm not sure this is for me. And I had a roommate who was pursuing a marketing degree and never saw him in a computer lab at 3 a.m. He was always happy. And I thought I need to explore this marketing area just a little bit more.
Jim landed a sales job with Hormel Foods straight out of college in 1989, first in an office on the West Coast and then at headquarters in Austin, Minnesota.
I think the part that we don't talk enough about is the fact that Hormel Foods is a $12 billion company in a town of 25,000 people. And that just doesn't happen anymore. But when you're that size of company and that size of town, you have an outsized responsibility.
Jim became CEO of Hormel in 2016. The same year, plant-based burger brands Impossible and Beyond made their commercial debut. Hormel needed to evolve.
We really started as a meat packer in 1891 on the banks of the Cedar River when George Hormel stopped there. And we're still in the meat business, but I think over the years we've added a level of sophistication and certainly a lot of consumer insights in terms of consumers aren't just looking for meat. Consumers are looking for food. And so, how do we make sure that we've got our portfolio properly shaped, that we're meeting the needs of the consumers?
In recent years, Hormel has dramatically expanded its product portfolio through acquisitions of brands like Skippy Peanut Butter. In 2021, Jim pulled the trigger on the $3.35 billion purchase of Planters, the largest acquisition in company history.
And so Planters, right, we know what's happening with consumers and the way they're snacking and eating today. And snacking has become really almost more of a day part, right? Breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And so we weren't in that in a big way. And to do it with a non-meat protein, nuts, made perfect sense for us. And having the size and scale of Planters just made us so much more powerful when we're talking to customers and when we're talking to consumers. Now we're leading with this iconic billion-dollar brand. And then, oh, by the way, here's all the other snacking items that are in the Hormel portfolio.
Of course, no brand is more identified with Hormel and Austin, Minnesota than Spam.
We love it and we always give it the respect it deserves. But our sales rates for Spam over the last decade have been phenomenal.
After nearly a decade at the helm, Jim is retiring this fall. In preparing to wind down, he spent considerable time thinking about his family's mantra: leave it better than you found it.
We're a 134-year-old company. I see my responsibility as really laying the groundwork to make sure this company is here 134 years from now. And so when I look back on my tenure, it'll be with a lot of pride, knowing that we made the right decisions with the information we knew at the time, and making sure that we always had an eye to what's happening now, but an eye to the future as well.